Hey, it's the Empire. Geobox Empire. Baxter Boxing. Now, man, the 135 division has been extremely hot as of late, man. In my opinion, man, this is the 135 renaissance. I never seen anything like this, man. You got Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Tank Davis, and Devin Haney. You got Gervonta Tank Davis, the regular champion, the WBA regular champion at 135, and you got Teofimo Lopez, WBC, WBA. I'm sorry, WBA, IBF, and WO champion at 135, and you got Devin Haney, the WBC champion at 135. Now you got my boy Gervonta, the trendsetter, at 135, going up in weight to fight Mario Barrios for the WBA regular title. Now Devin Haney is following in his footsteps to go up in weight to challenge himself for, just cause. Why not? Right? Now Eddie Hearn said that Devin Haney, as you guys should know, is a free agent, right? So since no one, quote unquote, wants to fight him at 135, he wants to move up in weight to 140 and fight Regrais Prograis or Mikey Garcia. And this is extremely, extremely big because, like I said earlier, this is unprecedented. You got 2 or 3 champions who are extremely dominant in their division going up in weight to fight bigger, stronger opponents, right? And it's like these 135 fighters are making a mockery of these bigger fighters and saying, man, not only would I go up in weight, but I'm going to style on this guy. Since you don't want to fight me, but I'm going to fight the elite at the next weight class. And this is a crazy big deal, because Mikey Garcia has had marquee wins in his career. This notable win was to Adrian Broner, right? Beat him, decision, right? Crazy fight. And one of his other big wins too was Robert Easter Jr., which was a phenomenal win for him. Dropped the kid, and Mikey Garcia, his resume speaks for himself. Mikey Garcia was never afraid to challenge himself, and he infamously challenged Errol Spence Jr. He lost that fight, but that's his only loss in his career, and he didn't get stopped. He survived, went the distance with a bigger, stronger, longer fighter. And Errol Spence went on to be fighting Manny Pacquiao in September. So that being said, man, Mikey Garcia is a really big deal in the sport of boxing, and in my opinion, Mikey Garcia or Regrais Prograis is a great fight for Devin Haney, and that's definitely a 50-50 fight either way. Now, some people will say that Mikey Garcia is more proven, and while I do think he has great wins like Jesse Vargas, Robert Easter, Sergey Lipinets, and I can go on and on. I already talked about AB, and I can go on and on talking about all his big wins, right? And another good one too was Orlando Salido for Mikey Garcia. I think style-wise, Mikey Garcia is more of a counter puncher, and Devin Haney is a pure boxer. And while Jorge Linares caught Devin Haney with the right hand at the end of a round that wobbled him, counter punching, there's a lot of lulls in the pocket, right? So they'll be fighting, and the counter puncher is mostly getting outboxed most of the time until the counter puncher does what he does best, which is counter. So that being said, I think that Devin Haney will have a harder time with Regrais Prograis, a guy who comes forward, who imposes himself on him because he's going up in weight. So I think that would be a harder fight style-wise for Devin Haney. Now, either could be a harder fight, but me personally, I would favor Regrais Prograis to beat Devin Haney over Mikey Garcia, just because the size factor is more imposing with Regrais Prograis. He actually uses his size in his fights, right? Even at 140, he uses his size to overwhelm his fighters. So that being said, man, I think that either fight would be a good fight, though. As I said earlier, I went down Mikey Garcia's resume, and I could go down in Regrais Prograis' resume, but I mean, a lot of people don't give respect to him because people don't think about they get too caught up in that one loss with my boy Josh Taylor. So that being said, man, I think that Devin Haney going up to 140 is a big deal. He's trying to reenact reenact the fight with him and Gervonta Tank Davis and Mario Barrios. He's trying to get that knockout win. He's trying to shock the boxing world, and he's gonna have to do it with a big name for sure. So the biggest name between Regrais Prograis and Mikey Garcia is obviously Mikey Garcia. So if I were Devin Haney, he would have to go up and weight and fight Mikey Garcia, and not only fight him, but he'll have to try to stop the kid. He'll have to do something he's never done before, which would definitely put him back in that who's the best at 135, who's really the best role. So, you know, this is going to be a really big fight, man, for Devin Haney if he goes up in weight. One thing that is really unusual is both these fighters, Devin Haney and Mikey Garcia, they are not signed to anyone. They're independent contractors at this point. They're not signed to anyone, and they only fight with promotions by fight basis, right? Now, if you didn't know, Mikey Garcia fought he fought on the zone, right? He fought in the zone recently against Jesse Vargas, and they paid him it was over $5 million, I believe, right? So that being said, Mike Garcia is not afraid to fight PBC, the zone, or whatever, right? So who's gonna pick up this fight is anyone's guess, and it makes it even more exciting, you know, because it's gonna be a bidding war for this fight. And when you have when you get a fight together, or you get fighters together, it can go to purse bid, and anyone can buy the fight. Triller can buy the fight, the zone can buy the fight, Top Rank can buy the fight, whoever wants to put the money up. But Devin Haney is definitely a big name, and this is definitely a career-defining fight for him. This would be his biggest fight of his career by none, Devin Haney. And you know, Devin Haney is a pure boxer. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think much of Devin Haney until he fought Jorge Linares. That Jorge Linares fight showed me how great of a fighter Devin Haney was. You know, he got hit in the fight, he didn't get hurt, he outboxed him, and he completely dominated Jorge Linares. I've seen a lot of people fight Jorge Linares, and they didn't look great against him at all. They just did not look great against him. So that being said, man, we're gonna see how this whole thing plays out with Mikey Garcia and Devin Haney, or Regrais Prograis versus Devin Haney. So yeah, man, let me know how you guys feel about it though. Do you guys think it's a big move? My boy Javante making trend sets at 140, at 135. Now these 135 fighters are going up in weight, and Devin Haney is doing it next, and that's a big deal, man. Devin Haney, man, my God, this will be, boxing's hot, man. The 135 division is looking really, really good. Like I said earlier, I never seen any other division in the sport of boxing do something like this, where you have one dominant division who's so dominant, they're going outside their division to find a challenge, because everything else is a cherry pick. You know how boxing works. You fight top guys in your own division, it's a cherry pick, you know? And it's wild because Devin Haney's trying to beg his mandatories to fight him in Jojo Diaz, and it looks like Jojo Diaz, he could have a sight set on Ryan Garcia. He might really be trying to make that fight happen. But anyway, man, let me know how you guys feel about it though. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Peace.